is enough! I'm so sorry. Is that comfortable? Scared? Should be. I got good news and I got bad news. The good news is that you won't be leaving here alive. But I guess you're wondering why that's the good news, right? Well, it's because it allows you to plan for your future no matter how brief it's going to be. And it's also good news because you know that this will end soon. Do the words morals, ethics, compassion, honesty ring a bell with you? When we're almost finished here, you're going to have a much more understanding of their meaning. Now, we're recording our little session here because I don't want your big day to go to waste. You're familiar with the company's names of Enron, WorldCom. I used to work for one of those companies. And I was really looking forward to my retirement, you know? My 401k was doing very nicely. And all of a sudden, one day, it was like there was a trap door beneath my feet, and the bottom just literally dropped out, just vanished. Everything my wife and I worked for ceased to exist. Gone. To say we were stunned is an understatement. Oh, yeah. And speaking of my wife, did I tell you why she's not here with us today? Because you killed her. Yes. Yeah. Well, maybe not you specifically, but you by committee. And she couldn't handle it, man. Once a vibrant woman full of life, my love for 40 years just disintegrated. Man, she died in my arms, a broken woman. Did you know that? Yeah, well, I had to live with that image every day, all day long. You can only turn your cheek but so many times. And then it's time to jump into the gutter. Welcome to the gutter. Now, I'm assuming you have an MBA.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to wonder, what do you really know about people? You know, I went online and I checked out this curriculum of this premier business school, and I had to look long and hard for the words morals and ethics. I came across ethics briefly, but I didn't see a trace of morals or respect. Not long back, I went and got a physical, okay? And about 2 weeks later, the doctor called me and told me that my cholesterol was high, all right? And that I needed to take this new drug. He gave me no options, no recommendations, no nothing. So when I asked him if there was anything else I could do, the secretary told me that she was going to send me information about diet and exercise. Hell, that should have been the first recommendation, you know? Those doctors, man, they don't care. And to assume that they do would be stupid. Can't you see the connection? Money, compassion. Our society is falling apart. What it really boils down to is accountability and consequences. All right? Now, the politicians use these words all the time just to slap the big boys on the wrist. And then one of these guys goes to jail, and you know, a little country club jail. And then before you know it, he's out, you know. And in the end, you wanna know if what they've learned, or even if their successors would learn anything except how to not get caught. Hold up a minute. I'll be right back. Probably a little bit uncomfortable over there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Tough shit. Deal with it. Okay. You ever served your country? You know, like in the military? Well, see, there's far too many people like you know, who have taken for granted not only what this country has to offer, but you know what? It's really despicable that you don't have any appreciation for the sacrifices that these people have served, and then in some cases that people have lost their lives protecting and preserving this country's way of life. You have essentially spit on their memories with your conduct. Yes, you have. How could you do that? I mean, there's nothing lower than that. Now, is there? If I was to tell you that, you know, this was just a hell of a joke, and in an hour, you can be out of here, would you be okay with that? Yeah, I'm sure you would. But you know what? That's not going to happen. See, I'm not really enjoying all of this either, and I want you to know that. But you know what? I have no choice. You assholes just kept pushing and pushing. Did you ever think anybody was going to push back? I mean, you didn't give my wife an option. You didn't give the thousands of people that you destroyed with your greed and arrogance an option. Okay? You just simply did not care. I'm a logical man. Okay? And I do understand business. But for the most part, I cannot understand this blatant disregard for people on a massive scale. And I really don't understand how a high-level management team can make a decision that will ultimately profit him and then hurt thousands of others in the process. So it's like going to business school requires a lobotomy. I mean, they don't have to give up huge sacrifices. All they really have to do is park their private jets and fly first class sometimes, you know? I mean, but no, they lobby for bailout money and layoffs happen and CEOs get bonuses. Even if I was to go and try to get a loan, you know, they would ask me if I have a business plan. You guys don't even have a business plan when you take our money, all right? You just take our money, you know, you just tell us, yo, give us the money, we got this, don't worry, we're gonna make more for you. And then all of a sudden, like, oops, it's gone. New boxes of tape. That's good because I needed these because it's my last one right there. You know, it's a special order, man. And I have to pay a premium price for that. You know, there's only one store that has it now. It's a monopoly, I tell you. So what do we do now? The only thing I can see is that the people that are fixing the problem are the same people who started the problem. You know, big banks, big tobacco, big oil, big business. Each one of them putting on a dog and pony show to misdirect and deceive congressional hearings. Now, there's only one important party that needs to be in the courtroom that's not there. And do you know who that party is? Me, Joe Everyman. Okay. The guy that Congress is doing a lousy job of protecting. We're not there. Why not? I've been watching Death Wish a lot lately. You ever seen it? Well, it's your classic story of vigilante justice. Okay? A guy pushed over the edge, has nothing to lose, goes for his revenge. I've seen a lot of these vigilante movies, and what I see is that vigilantes are going against these blue-collar thugs and not the corporate thugs. And why do you think that is? The only thing that makes sense is that we've always related to blue-collar crimes as physical and tangible, where when you assholes commit your crimes, we relate to them as intangible, you know, white-collar crimes. I'm saying, you commit your crimes from a distance, disconnected from the people that you ruined and destroyed. You know, you can't even put a name or a face on them. And we've been conditioned to look at your crimes as different. Well, big guy, the times, they are changing. Sure, there's going to be some accountability. There's going to probably be some investigation, some prosecution, maybe even some convictions of these scum. But you know what? Pain is not going to really enter the equation for these guys. It's going to be more or less like inconvenience. When they get out of prison, you know, they're going to send them to some low-risk institution. And when they get out, they're going to have their manuscripts and go to the talk show circuits and talking about all of this newfound wisdom that they acquired the hard way. And then the old trusting folks that they swindle still have to live their lives each and every day wondering how and why. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, you'll nod to that, I know that. Yeah, right. Well, you know what? The people who know what they're doing are fixing the problem. Created by the people who knew what they were doing to ensure that the people who know what they're doing do what they're supposed to do. Guess what? Not gonna happen. And you know why? Because right now, as we speak, there are people trying their best to manipulate the new system. And they're going to manipulate this system until they get caught. And then they're going to go run and try to hide behind Lady Justice. Well, I don't wear a skirt. So there'll be a little accountabilities here and there. All right? But that's not going to be no deterrent because they're still going to try to take the risk. And somewhere I heard in the financial circles, risk versus reward. Right? When the reward is substantially greater than the risk, okay, they're going to take that leap. So, I have imposed the death penalty on those bastards. You fuck with the little man, you get your ticket punched, plain and simple. If what I'm doing is immoral or unethical or whatever, then I really don't care. You looking at the most dangerous animal on the planet. A man who has nothing to lose. Obviously, if what we're doing doesn't work, then clearly it's broke. Well, if it's broke, then fix it. Risk versus reward. Enough is enough.